Valentina is the last unit of the summer event and she's a Gold Fatecore. Now there is a lot of controversy about her because being a Gold Fatecore, she should have a unique passive, but she doesn't have it. Her value is basically all on the skills, and to proc the skill, she needs the target to be affected with Fear of the Abyss, which is given by Shufrakin, which is a general, so not so easy to get. And what she basically does is she burns all the mana of the enemies unless they have like a permanent mana bonus like Rachel, passive, Bathory, or Darka, which is so strong, I think, Darka. And after burning the mana, she will bind them, which means they cannot generate any more mana for 7 turns. So basically they can only use basic attacks, and they're going to be pretty much useless. The way her skill works is she needs to deal damage to an enemy which has Fear of the Abyss and which has not the Summer Blessing, because she's Frost type, so Summer Blessing will block her damage and she will not proc the effect. So we need another Frost unit to go before her to proc the Summer Blessing. Everyone said is Bathory. Now I do agree with that because Bathory is really strong because of her passive and her burst, but not for the reasons other people do. Other people use her S1 because she attacks all the enemies, but you do not actually need to do that. You need to take the Summer Blessing only from one unit and then attack that one unit with Valentina, so you can spread all of the mana burn to everyone and the bind as well, because even if the other unit have Summer Blessing, it doesn't matter. It only matters that the unit she attacks has not Summer Blessing and has Fear of the Abyss. Every other unit can have Summer Blessing, but they're needed to have Fear of the Abyss. Now, for the other units to have Fear of the Abyss, they need their defense to be lower than Shufraken, which is kinda easy because Shufraken is a tank and tank have more defense. So you can be sure that any attacker or any support will have less defense than Shufraken, but a lot of tanks will actually have more defense, but it doesn't really matter if some tanks have more defense. What matters is their damage and supportability will be pretty much not available for 7 turns, and that is a lot in PvP. You basically won if Valentina can proc her skill. You can improve the odds of your Shufraken to proc on the tanks, but again, it's not really needed. You can build Shufraken only for that purpose by giving him the Frost gear, because as you know, the new gear gives 700 defense, and that is a lot. So if the enemy tanks, they don't build the Frost set as well, they will probably have less defense than your Shufraken, which you build only for, for Valentina. Alright, so now we have understood that she's actually really strong. But where can we use her? Well, not on the story, because chapter 11, episode 6, for example, the enemies have 7,000 defense, 5,000 defense, and there is no way our Shufraken is going to have that defense. So on the story, it's useless. Path of Trials, here we have episode 6 of the first chapter, so we are just on the start, and the enemies have 2,300 defense, 2,700 almost defense, so good luck with this. If you keep going, chapter 2, chapter 3, enemies will get even stronger, so Path of Trials is also useless content for Valentina. Then we have the challenges, right? But to actually do the challenges, we need the same element, and Shufraken is a different element from Valentina. We can actually not use them even for the challenges. And so all of this is useless content for Valentina. Holy Dragon Grounds, of course, useless. Shelter, useless. Embodiment, useless. Yupir, useless, because the boss are immune to effects. So unless they change it, she's gonna be useless even on the Yupirs. So what's left is basically PvP and battles. Now PvP is divided into 1 versus 1 and 3 versus 3. Now in 3 versus 3, I think she's really, really strong because you can just choose which team to put her against. But everyone is so strong in 3v3, like every team has that advantage. Every team counters another team, so you don't really need her for that. So I don't think she adds a whole lot. So she's going to be strong in the 1v1, I guess. And the 1v1 is battles and PvP. So yes, in PvP, 1v1, 3v3, and in battle, she's going to be strong, with the most valuable being 1v1, because on 3v3 you should not have problems even now. A Gold Fatecore only for PvP, where PvP is basically a broken system for now, is just pretty much useless in my opinion. Battles also useless, so I don't know. I think she's just very strong, but also very useless because of the content we have. She does not have a place basically. So unless in the future they make a content where we can use her, where the enemy have a reasonable amount of defense, where we can use any element, and where the enemies don't have immunities, which is kind of weird because devs are kind of crazy with the stuff they are doing, but we never know. But for now, she's pretty much useless, even if you have Shufraken, unless again for PvP. So my advice is only pull her if you have a lot of XES, and if you care about PvP, or if you just want to collect her, or if you just want to pull. But realistically, you probably don't need her. So my general advice is 95% of people should skip this banner. Like, it's a no-brainer, just keep it. She doesn't help anywhere. In PvP, to do Challenger 1, you don't need her. To get more, you don't need her. So, as you saw in the start, I actually pulled for her. So why did I pull for her? Well, I had 50,000 XES and I just wanted to pull because I basically wasn't pulling for so long and I have so many XES. And honestly, I'm not disappointed because I've been so lucky during that pulling session. But it's not because Valentina. I actually didn't care about Valentina. I was looking for Dorka, honestly. And I just wanted to pull. I just wanted to have some pulling.